Once upon a time, there was a Congress that was supposed to serve the people of the land. But because they were greedy whores, they instead served at the pleasure of corporations and oligarchs, who in turn screwed the people by stealing their resources and poisoning their land. The whores left all the way to their banks. The end. So as it turns out...
That was so funny. It was really good. I got to say it was good.
So as it turns out, we have yet another... it was Greenpeace, ironically, that broke this story. They were able to catch one of the top ExxonMobil lobbyists on a hot mic, basically admitting that, yeah, our interest in supporting the carbon tax is just a ploy. It's not real.
Right.
We don't
and there were 11 people that they said were like really key to their success. Like 11 people. Now, these were in all fairness, I did choose the Democrats to specifically put up here, but there were also Republicans, but it was both. It was equal both ways. But yeah. I would like to point out that 2 of these whores are up for re-election right now. So I believe Mark Kelly and whoever the woman is that's not Kirsten Sinema.
She's from New Hampshire, I believe. I'm slipping on her name.
And Mark Kelly in Arizona. Those 2 are up for re-election coming up next year. So, I thought that was kind of interesting. And then this guy, the other bald guy down there, he's
Coons.
like...
Coons is the... in terms of the absolute, again, we talk about
he's like Mr. Hide Your Money in Delaware is
Delaware is a note. Well, if you remember back in 2016, the Clinton Foundation and the Trump Organization, like that's where they hide their money. They all hide it in Delaware. Delaware is the conduit to the Cayman Islands. It's basically the same thing.
And if you don't think that there was a connection between like these people and Joe based on Delaware, like he's so over his head in the filth with the people regarding Delaware. And it's so interesting to me that nobody...
One of the sickest things about Chris Coons, which is hard to believe, and we've talked about this, and Marty is right, not only is he Biden's best friend, but if you have ever seen the video of Biden getting a little too inappropriate with children...
You're going to have to be more specific.
One of the kids happens to be Chris Coons' daughter.
Gross.
And so to say that this is a big club and you ain't in it is an understatement. And there's really just this, there's the code of silence. There's all of this stuff that they are, essentially able to get away with without consequence. And maybe the people that have been there for a long time are not going to pay a price. But what's key is that we set a precedent going forward so that we don't have to be in these situations anymore.
See, I believe that while you might not see visibly what price somebody is paying, I believe that everybody pays somewhere, somehow. It's karma. It's a bitch. And it's not necessarily something that happens to them in a political arena. Somebody who's a complete douche in one arena of their life might have it looking good there, but something horrible will happen to them somewhere else. Douchies beget douchebaggery. That's what I think.
I just think that, again, it just gets back, and this is something we'll speak about with Julie and Mike, is this idea that if you really think you can change anything by taking corporate special interest money, you can't change it. It will never happen, because then you become dependent. And no more obvious is that a case right now than with what is happening with Nina Turner's race in Ohio. Nina is completely funded by grassroots money. Her opponent is ready, willing, and able to take all of the dirty money she can get her hands on in order to win, because her objective is not to serve her constituents as well as she possibly can. Her objective is to advance her career, which is what a lot of people end up doing. You get close, you don't win, you figure out a way to become more effective in other ways, or you decide, I have to win by any means necessary, so this is what I'm prepared to do. So when the signal goes out that somebody like Jim Clyburn is going to endorse a candidate, that isn't just being done because they truly support that other candidate.
You're jumping ahead again. You're like
going over at the end. I know. But what I'm saying is that's done for a reason. It's done to signal to corporate special interests that, hey, support this person. this person's definitely going to do business. Open for business. That's the new phrase. That's the phrase I'm using from now on. Like our Congresswoman, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, open for business.
For sure.
Our governor, Ron DeSantis, open for business.
All right, but the difference with him, though, seriously, is he's not hateable like she is. Like he's very personable to some extent, and he's doing things that please different groups of people. Half the stuff he's done I do like, and the other stuff he's done I don't like. So he's appealing to a wide variety of people.
The problem becomes, if you look at, like, for example, what just happened in the floor, in Key West with the cruise line. And the fact that the people who live there don't want this, but because the guy who owns the docks decided, I'll give him $1 million. And of course, why does he give him $1 million? He gives him $1 million for one simple reason, because he knows it's an investment that's going to pay off.
Yeah.
So he gives him $1 million. DeSantis grants him the rights to keep the permit, and the residents are pissed off, but it doesn't matter because he's open for business, and he'll make millions upon millions of dollars on top of that.
And he doesn't care about Key West anyway.
But that's the point. The point is, we are never going to change this. The system will never change until we come to a realization that above everything else that matters in politics is whether or not you are taking corporate special interest money.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.